Apologize for not getting these posts out. I've had a lot of appointments, and then one of them was to get cataract surgery. And so I really couldn't see too well out of one eye, and it made it very difficult for me to focus on the computer, type these things up. So we're going to start again and looking at Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 7. And it reads this way: "Though our iniquities testify against us, act, O Lord, for your name's sake. For our backslidings are many. We have sinned against you." When I was in college, I had a 1967 Toyota Land Cruiser, and it was a beast. It would go just about anywhere. I remember taking it on the sandy beach to do some fishing, through deep snow, across muddy fields. It was virtually impossible to get it stuck. So one day I decided to take it up the side of a mountain. It was steep, but it was negotiable. I could easily make it on solid dry ground. So I thought, why not? So I went up, and the only problem was that it had rained the night before, and the ground was saturated. I was doing pretty good while negotiating the hill. It was wooded, and things went well for a while. However, I got to a point where I lost traction. Instead of going up the hill, I began to slide backwards. So I let up on the gas, stopped, put the vehicle in four-wheel drive low gear this time, and tried again, and yet the same thing happened. I started backsliding. I was trying to get to the high ground, but lost traction. Now this is what happened to Israel. They were backslidden. The problem was, as they confessed themselves, their sins were many. These sins piled up to the point where they completely lost traction on God's perfect plan for them. When my Toyota slid backwards, I hit a tree and busted one of my side mirrors off of the vehicle. And when Israel slid backwards, they experienced the hardship of a severe drought in the land. Because the nations cried out in confession. They said, "Our iniquities testify against us." What they wanted was deliverance from this whole drought thing, stating, "Act, O Lord, for your name's sake, for our backslidings are many. We have sinned against you." The only problem was that their confession was too late, and something was missing. The Lord did not answer their plea. It seems that the Lord's lack of response may have been harsh, yet it was appropriate for many reasons. They had repeated warnings from the true prophets. Despite the repeated warnings, they rejected all the warnings. Second, the main problem was that in their hearts. The Lord looks at the heart and sees the deepest intentions of our inner being. And here, all the people really wanted was to be delivered from the famine, from the drought. The Lord knew their hearts, that they did not want Him, and had no desire to turn from their own human wisdom and their own wicked ways to Him. Today there are many who view God as a cosmic sugar daddy, one who will give them anything they want and keep them out of trouble all the time. This is the way of many in our society today. Unfortunately, many churches preach such a theology and draw in those who are looking for earthly blessings rather than the Lord God who provides all things by His grace. It is my opinion, and this is my opinion, that this is one of the reasons that the Lord allows both the righteous and the unrighteous to suffer. It's the reason that both the unrighteous and the righteous will prosper. Why? Do we all have to endure trials and struggles in life as believers? It is because the Lord primarily wants the heart of people. He wants us to see Him in the right light and to worship Him rather than the goods of this world. Let me put it another way. What do you think would happen if every time a believer came to true saving faith, that they became filled with all worldly wealth and perfect health? Well, let me tell you what I think. People would be pouring into churches, not to worship God, but to worship the things of this world. You see, the problem is the heart. The heart is the issue of the problem, or the center of the problem. And the heart was Israel's core problem. This led to their backslidden condition, and this led to their hardship. Thus, since their hearts were cold towards God, he would not listen to their pleas for the drought to stop. So what does this mean to us? Churches must lead people to worship God and not the things of this earth. We must lead people to seek after God and his righteousness with hearts of full devotion. This has a lot to do with the theological underpinning of churches in their ministries. If we lead people down a path of self-sufficiency, human reasoning, and the pursuit of worldly things, we will find that backsliding will become the ultimate outcome. Moreover, backsliding and sliding backwards will ultimately lead to an inevitable crash and destruction.